Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. I quit the job, guys. I took a role in a place I worked before at a lower wage, but I'm happier for the time being. He had issues with his boss.
Yeah, I remember rightly.
Yeah. Good on you, man. Like, money isn't... We just... Literally, the last email was about money. It doesn't make you fucking happy at the end of the day. If you
can survive on the lesser money, I would stick to it, man.
Yeah. If you're happy with the way you are now, man, your mental health's fucking way more important. I've done the typical guy thing though, and not communicate any of this to my partner, and it's getting me to a bit of a mess. It's been nearly a month now. Should I confess now, or is it too late? My partner will not be happy at all with the dramatic pay reduction.
Yes,
this is funny.
Fucking yes.
This is funny because the guy I used to give a lift to work, he handed his notice in for a month. Was it a month or 2 months? And every single day I gave him a lift into work, I said to him, have you told her yet? And he's like, oh, no, she had a bad day today. I'm like, you got to fucking tell her, man. Like, you're going to have... You haven't got a job lined up. Oh, yeah, but I've put my notice in for enough time to get me motivated. Every day, I told him, 2 days after his thing went and he left, he told her, and I got a phone call at 8 o'clock in the morning asking if he could stay at mine. Because she'd thrown him out. 2 days. I thought he was asking for money. I was at Sabina's. She just got back from Vegas, and he's like, "Can I ask you a favor?" And I was like, "Mate, I haven't got any money to give you." And he's like, "I'm not going to ask you that." But he was going to give me money to stay. I was like, "Mate, I'm not going to be home for a week. You can't stay at mine." I think they went to couples therapy or something, but he ended up coming back to my place because he couldn't get a job somewhere else. So it's like, you're a fucking idiot. So funny though. You got to tell her, man. What are you going to do? She's going to realise when you ain't got enough money. Yeah, when you haven't got enough money. You still have a job.
Yeah, you've got a job. And the thing is, like, you're gonna fuck things up because, like, in the future, if there's some kind of work event or something, and you are going to it, and then you haven't told her, then that's a conversation you're going to have in like a year's time, which you're just going to make it... The longer that you leave it, the worse it's going to get. So the better is that you do it now. After you've listened to this podcast, do it now.
You're like, oh, you know, I was really fucking miserable. She's like, yeah. Well, now I'm happy. And she's like, why is that? Because I've got less money.
I'm earning 10 grand less a year, but I'm happy now.
But I'm happy, yeah. I'm not waking up spitting fucking venom at you in the morning on Saturday.
If she loves you, she'll support you anyway.
If your attitude changes, like, she'll be annoyed at first, and then after a week, maybe even now, she's saying to you, oh, you know, you seem a lot more happy, and you know what I mean, you're not always moaning about going to work and stuff like that. You know what I mean, that's the perfect time to be like, well, I was struggling and I made a decision to go back to my old job. Yeah, you know, it's a bit less money, but you know, as you can see, I'm much happier. You know what I mean? And that's better for you when you come home. She doesn't want to live with you being miserable.
Well, of course not.
No, I mean,
of course not.
So it's not going to be an easy conversation. I'll give you that.
But do it now.
Do it right now. Like, just pause the podcast and be like, honey, I need to tell you something.
Or just play this to her. Just play that clip to her.
You know that holiday you wanted to go on? Maybe you'll be going on your own. Because my ticket I can't afford anymore. It's nah, you need to be happy, man. Like, I tell you right now that a relationship won't last when you're fucking miserable all the time. So you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, it can't be that much, but it wouldn't have been so much money less that you couldn't function. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done it.
It's got to be where you can still achieve your bills and stuff.
Yeah.
And even if it's a temporary step, that would be a lesser blow if you say, I've stepped down to this level just until I find something else because I was so unhappy there. Yeah. Then it will be a lesser blow. I think if you leave it longer than any time around now, it's going to become a weird situation, and she'll be like, "Why didn't you tell me?" When now you could just make out, because it's only been a month, you could just make out you've just moved.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Jamie just likes to throw in a lie every now and again.
Yeah, it's surrounded in truth, so it's partially true.
We always say communication is key, man. Like if you were that miserable, she would know already.
She would know you were hating the job because you would come home moaning, surely.
Obviously, you should have been like, look, I've got opportunity to go back to where I was, blah, blah, blah. And that is a conversation she definitely should have been involved in.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to fucking take the licks, man. You got to be in the doghouse for a couple of days, make her a good breakfast, take her somewhere nice. Don't take her somewhere nice and then tell her, because that makes that nice place now not so nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think genuinely it will be a lesser blow if you say, "Oh, it's a temporary step until I move on to something better."
So I'm messing up my fucking emails. I thought I'd missed one. Yeah. So good luck with the conversation. Hopefully, I mean, if it turns up to be a hilarious argument, please email in a transcript so we can read it out. I'll play you and get Jamie to play the wife. I mean, it'd be quite funny to listen to.
Could you imagine?
What? Yeah. But I'm sure it'll be okay. Like it said, you being happier, should make the whole thing fine.